Right guys, so on today's video I'm gonna share an experience I had recently about someone that I think tried to scam me on Facebook. I've seen loads and loads of posts about scamming, especially on car parts, and I just want to go through with this with you so you know what you should be aware of and what you should avoid. And I'm gonna tell you a story about I've got scammed as well, and hey ho, you live and learn, but hopefully by the end of this video you guys will be able to spot these things a bit easily. So I'm gonna try to give you some tips how to spot a scammer and how to avoid or try to avoid to be scammed.
Do you have a VTech? VTech Club.
Right guys, so here we are. So as I said in the intro, I'm gonna expose a case where I think I was being a victim of scam, and I'll tell you all the story, and then we can go through some of the checks that you should be aware or you should do before buying any parts or anything what it is online. So to basically give you an idea what's happening, I've posted in one of the civics groups asking for if anyone was selling a Mugen spoiler. I mean, I had a Mugen spoiler before. Regretfully I sold it to a mate. Went to Seeker, but after watching this picture that you can see in the screen with my mate Ozzy, I honestly missing this spoiler big time. Don't get me wrong, I love the way how the Seeker stays with the GP kit, but I don't know, it's something about the Mugen spoiler that's, I don't know, is that extra thing. Anyway, so as I said, I've made it a post in a civic group about me asking if there was any spoilers available. Here you go, the post is this one. This was on the Civic Market Club official, which is actually the group is actually, the admin of the group is actually Ozzy, the guy that you could see on that previous photo. And basically I just put a normal post like everyone does, and I got a like from this person, which then I'm gonna have to try to blur everything until I just double check that the guy was actually trying to scam me. Anyway, so I posted this, then a few hours later, as you can see, he basically texted me saying, I still have a Mugen spoiler, mate, which I said, well, I'm still looking for one, and he asked me, what color are you after again, sorry. And I thought, I think I've mentioned in the post any color, which is here, but anyway, okay, yeah, you probably didn't listen to the post. So I said, any color, mate, I don't really mind, it's gonna be a respray anyway. And he said, I have one in black, looking for around £200. I mean, £200 is a bit cheap for a Mugen spoiler, but I've seen them going for that kind of money, to be honest. The good, very good replicas, they go for 350, 400. But anyway, yeah, I just, why not? Can you send me some pictures? That's what I've asked. And this guy sends me this picture, and then I was like, you having me on, right? So he basically screenshot from his phone someone called Alan B, and basically you can tell it's not his stuff because there's a button here saying message the seller. So if you're selling this, you obviously can't message yourself. So I was like, you having me on? But okay, let's try to dig a bit more about this. So what I've done is simple thing. Any pictures on the side of the spoiler, any pictures of the fitment, and his reply was, "That's all I got. It's immaculate." Go back to the picture. The spoiler is not immaculate. If he doesn't have any other pictures, why? Because if you're trying to sell something, you're not just taking one picture, are you? So I've basically reported this to the admin of the group, so I'm literally chatting with him at the moment because I want a second opinion if this guy was trying to scam me or not. I genuinely think he did. I genuinely and honestly think he did. But again, I'm waiting for a reply from the admin of the group so we can go through this, and if we think he's trying to scam me, then we need to make people aware and probably block him from the group. So I was looking for some wheels for my my Type R, and there was this guy selling these wheels in London, which is not far from me, but at that time I had a really, sorry about that. Right, continue in 3, 2, 1. But at that time I couldn't afford to travel to London, not money wise, because I had a 10 weeks old baby that I had to look after. So and I just bought a house, and I had so much stuff to do in the house. It was just manic. Anyway, I posted in this other group saying I was looking for this kind of wheels, which I got a reply from this person. I did the normal checks like you do on the profile, when it was created, if I had any pictures on it, if I thought it was legit. Then I've asked for more pictures of the wheels, and he sent me more pictures of the wheels, and I was like, okay, so this must be legit. So I said, yeah, mate, I'll have the wheels. So I said, I can't afford to just go to London to pick it up. I don't mind to pay for fuel, but if you can deliver it at my door, just let me know how much you need in fuel. And he said, yeah, no problem, mate. I'll deliver it at your door. Just give me your address, and if you can pay a deposit and then pay me the rest in when I get there. Actually, he didn't say that. Before that, I said, can I just pay a deposit and then I'll pay the rest when I see the wheels? And he was like, no, I really need the money because my missus and we are struggling, and she won't let me go if I don't have the money, blah blah blah. Then at that point I should just stop and think, that's a bullshit excuse, so just step away. But for some reason I was naive at that point. It was my actually first transaction in this kind of parts world, so I thought, okay mate, I'll pay the deposit and then I'll pay the rest when you arrive. And he said, yeah, brilliant, okay. So I paid the deposit via bank transfer, which was £100, which is quite a lot when you think about just some wheels. I think the wheels were £350 or £300, and the deposit was £100 to cover the petrol and again the deposit of the wheels. And you go, yeah, okay, cool. I got your money in my bank account, so I'll text you when I'm leaving. Yeah, cool, brilliant. So yep, then he texts me like 1 hour later. Yeah, I'm gonna get some petrol, get something to eat, and then I'll head to yours. And I thought, nice, cool, mate. So 1 hour later, I text him back. How are you doing? You you still coming? Yeah. I'm stuck in traffic. Traffic is horrendous. Okay, fair enough. I mean, traffic coming out of London is really bad. So I thought, okay, just give him another hour. So 1 hour later, nothing. And he said, oh, you won't believe, I just had a puncture. And I'm like, puncture, mate, you are unlucky. I mean, you're stuck in traffic and you got a puncture. And then at that moment, I don't know, I had a feeling that this is gonna go really, really wrong. And it went. So I was literally outside my house, waiting for him, like going around and around in circles, getting stressed. And I told him, mate, I'm getting a bit stressed with this. Why are you not here? And he went, yeah, I sorted my puncture. 5 minutes and I'll be there. Okay, and I was like, oh, this is not a scam. Finally, 5 minutes, he'll be here. 10 minutes later, nothing. I text him, nothing. I tried to call him, nothing. At that point, I've realized I just been scammed, and felt really, really bad about it. Not just because of the money, it's because I felt used. And one of the things I was really worried and panicked a lot is because this guy that I don't know from anywhere got my address. So what if he will come and try to steal my car? What if he tried to come and enter in my house? Because he got my address. So I was panicking big time. Anyway, I've rang the bank next day and I made a complaint, and I've raised investigation, kind of, whatever they call it, and they say that they were looking it, but I never had a reply back from the bank, because let's face it, it's a bank transfer. Even if I have his bank details, he may just close the account and just move to another account, and that's it. And that's probably what I think what happened, because when I've tried to contact him 2 days later or 3 days later, his profile was gone. So this is my story basically. So yeah, I feel really bad about it. I had nightmares about it because I was not feeling safe in my own house. Even with the cameras and everything, I couldn't feel safe, so I had to put locks and double locks on pretty much everything, and that's an horrendous feeling to have when you don't feel safe as such. So yeah, not a good experience that you would like to have. So, and that's the main thing for me to do this video, is for you guys to don't go through the same thing I did. So we're just gonna go through some of the stuff that you probably want to check before buying anything. Okay, so now on this part of the video I'm gonna go through some of the checks that you should do before buying anything from Facebook Marketplace, Gumtree, or so on. So sites like eBay, you are a bit more protected for scam because they have their own policies, but things like Marketplace and Gumtree and so on, they don't protect you at all. So you are on your own by yourself basically. So I'm gonna give you an example of things that you should be doing or checking before doing that. And with that, I'm going to give you an example of something that I'm actually selling. So I'm basically selling a Mugen front splitter from Delta. I was planning to install it, but then change of plans. I'll explain you at some point. I'm not gonna do it anymore. Anyway, so I'll give you my post as example. So what you would like to see is on the description or details, you got as much information as possible, but just double check if that's not just copy paste of some website, because they tend to do that, just copy paste the description of the item and that's it. So you can see that I've actually wrote this, and if there's any problem with the item, it should be on the description as well. So I said it will need repainting, as you can see. The other thing is to check the photos. If you see just a post with one photo, I'll say 3 or 4 out of 5 is going to be a scam, because let's face it, someone that doesn't take time to take pictures of something that they are selling is not a good sign. So as you can see, I took loads of pictures to show any imperfections or anything that I couldn't even if I couldn't spot, just to let the person know what they are really buying. And that's exactly what you want. Is if you can't see it with your own eyes, you want to have as many information and as many pictures you can to see if you're not going to be scammed, or even if you don't get scammed, to make sure that what you buy is what you really want. So here you can see I posted loads of pictures, and that's one of the things that you need to be aware of. Don't buy anything with only one picture on it, because it's not going to be alright. Other thing that you could do on Marketplace is just double check if the person that you're seeing has a nice or a recommend profile. They are doing this so you can double check if that person has been on Facebook for a long time or not. So one of the checks that you can do when purchasing something from a Facebook page that is not listed on Marketplace, I always do that, is just check the person's name. So I'm gonna check myself on this one, and basically you can check all the posts that this person has done in the group. So usually someone that has done quite a lot of posts or tried to sell quite a lot of stuff is a good sign that he sold this stuff and no one complained about it. So this is one of the things that you should keep in mind, just searching the group if he's new to the group or not. You purchasing something from someone on Marketplace, come through your Facebook page, and if you're gonna collect it, or the person is collecting from you or is delivering to you, don't give your actual home address, because that gives the person all the details she needs to do any kind of scams, because they have your first and last name. They probably can dig out when you were born from Facebook, and they have your address, and probably they have your phone number if you swap text or if you call them. So this information is vital. So one of the things I would suggest is never ever give your home address to anyone, because otherwise you're going to regret it, like I did. The government said that you should not be paying items or goods with money to prevent cross-contamination of COVID, and unfortunately that opened a highway for scammers to have an excuse to basically say, no, I don't take cash, mate, but I'll take bank transfer. Bank transfer, as I've explained earlier in the video, is not a good option, because even if you try to write back to your bank and try to reverse the bank transfer, 9 out of 10 they won't be able to do it in time, and that person got your money already. So that's not an option. So I will say PayPal. If you don't have PayPal, then use cash and just use gloves. To wrap up this video, basically just be careful from where you buy these things and from who you buy these items. Never disclose your personal information, or super personal stuff obviously, or your address, always check the background of the person that is selling, if he's selling on marketplace or on a page or anything. Search around to see if that person just joined it or is trying to sell other things, and ask around, because probably if you ask around, people will tell you if they had bad experience with that person before or not. But the other thing is, never pay with bank transfer. Always use PayPal with fees and money. But if you pay money, obviously wear gloves and be careful with yourself. So hope you kinda enjoyed the video in some way. It's not one of the most funniest videos to do, but it is what it is. So I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.